How much of our world is actually decided before we are ever told it's happening? Most of us look at the official stage, the elections, the leaders, the news cycles, and the visible institutions. But history rarely moves in a straight line. There is another layer behind the curtain, a reality of private meetings, sealed archives, covert intelligence, and financial networks. Over the next 6 episodes, we are stripping back the layers on the names that have haunted history for generations. The Illuminati, the documented order behind the myth. The Freemasons, the builders, the rituals, and the symbolic language of power. The Bilderberg Group, modern influence meeting away from public view. Shadow intelligence networks, where official history and covert action separate. Technocratic systems, the data, money, and infrastructure that shape how we move and live. And the deep state, the question of permanent power beneath elected government. We aren't here to chase fantasies. We aren't here to parrot the mainstream. We are here to look at the documents, the patterns, and the contradictions. Whether you have spent a lifetime in the archives, or you are just starting to ask questions, you may find that the real story is stranger, quieter, and more uncomfortable than the version most people were given. The investigation starts now, and it begins with one question: how much power operates outside the public eye? To understand hidden influence, you have to stop looking for a throne and start looking for a room. A room where there are no cameras, no press statements, no public minutes, and no audience. Power rarely reveals itself to the crowd. It operates in the silence. Some of the most consequential decisions begin here, in a place of access. It's the private dinner before the policy is drafted, the board meeting where a financial strategy is set that will affect millions, the intelligence briefing where a strategic shift is mapped out, shielded by the label of national security. These rooms are not hidden because they are imaginary. They are hidden because influence works best when it is quiet. History has shown us that when power moves out of public view, it doesn't just disappear, it changes. It becomes more insulated, it becomes more efficient, and it becomes a lot harder to hold accountable. The question isn't whether these rooms exist. The question is, what happens to a society when the most important conversations are the ones we aren't allowed to hear? But there is a trap in these subjects. The trap of easy answers. It is easy to assume everything is a coincidence, and it is just as easy to assume everything is a grand conspiracy. But history rarely works that cleanly. Some stories are invented, some are exaggerated, and some are dismissed too quickly, because the truth behind them is far more uncomfortable than the myth. In this series, we are going to look at what survives when the rumors are stripped away. The paper trails, the financial overlap, the private agreements, the symbols carved into stone, and the systems written in code. Because when you stop looking for one secret mastermind, you find something much more effective. Networks of influence that outlast presidents, outlast governments, and outlast generations. Sometimes the truth is not less strange than the legend. Sometimes it is the reason the legend exists in the first place. It is a mistake to look at these 6 subjects as one single organization. The Illuminati is not Bilderberg. An old ritual brotherhood is not the same as a modern intelligence network, but they reveal the same survival pattern: adaptation. Power does not survive by staying in the past. It evolves. Centuries ago, influence moved through lodges, rituals, and private orders. Today, it wears a tailored suit and meets at private policy forums. It hides inside a classified budget. It arrives as a new financial policy, a national security measure, a technological upgrade, a system introduced for our own convenience that quietly becomes permanent. This is why these investigations matter right now, because influence no longer needs to operate in the shadows of a secret society. It can operate in broad daylight, hiding behind the complexity of modern institutions. Hidden power no longer requires a secret handshake. It only requires us to stop paying attention. So where do we begin? We begin exactly where the modern legend started. Bavaria, 1776. Before the internet rumors, before the Hollywood conspiracies, there was a documented order, founded by a professor and designed to spread through influential circles. They didn't build pyramids. They moved through intellectual, political, and aristocratic networks. And for a brief moment in history, they were very real, until they were outlawed, suppressed, and supposedly erased. But when a group is forced into the shadows, what actually survives? In the first full episode of this investigation, we open the door to the Illuminati. Not the fantasy, the evidence. Don't miss what's coming next. Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications, because we have only just scratched the surface. And as always, stay curious.